Welcome to me deleting the weakest state every 10 years, or 15 years, it depends. I know Unedited did it, a few other YouTubers did it, but they haven't done it with the new update on this game, with the terrain. So I want to see if I can do it better. I'm into doing it every roughly 10 years, but this first one's 15 years just to make it easier on me. So I'll be deleting the first nation in 2040, just let it marinate a little bit, let it stand, which I'm assuming it'll be one of the states up in New England. Let's get it started. I'm rooting on Iowa personally just because that's my home state right now. I don't think we're going to win. Actually, I know we're not. We're playing at 1/2 speed and seeing what happens. I'm not going to edit much. I'm just going to talk and there's music in the background. So we have some alliances already. That's always what happens first. The Harrisburg League. So we have a few alliances, a lot of alliances actually. Cascadia, I assume. Arkansas held our first war. Mississippi, Alabama following. And New Jersey just died. And Maryland's about to die too. And Delaware died. I didn't realize that. And there we go. Pennsylvania is a murderer. District of Columbia looks like if they survive any longer, Iowa's moving to Nebraska, and Louisiana died. It's hard to keep track, so it's easier for y'all. That's why I don't edit. I'm not going to edit this one. The District of Columbia might survive to where I get to delete them as the first state. That's crazy. Obviously, if you realize Texas is the biggest, by a lot. This is how it always starts, so Texas is always at an unfair advantage. And there we go. The District of Columbia, the United States capital, is the first nation to die. Which means that no one's going to get a big bonus. They're going to get like 3-4 tiles. And as the game goes on, there's some chaos. Montana, Wyoming went at it. Pennsylvania is still fighting Virginia. The Carolinas battling out. I don't really ever see North Carolina lose, so kind of interesting if they do. Alabama's fighting Mississippi. Georgia and Florida are fighting. Pennsylvania made an early jump to be one of the better states. And I just realized Nebraska died. Iowa took a lot of it. So that makes me a little, come on Iowa, you got this. I think North Carolina's going to die. That's a rarity. Dang, no, they did not die. We're about to delete our next nation. I'm going to slow down the game a little bit just because it makes it easier on me because I'm stupid. Rhode Island. You're dead. So that's going to go to Connecticut. Mostly, yep. They always take it all. Massachusetts might get killed. Colorado's fighting Utah over there. It's the only battle in the West Coast. The West Coast has remained unchanged so far. Other than this constant war and right there. Georgia might die. Yep, Georgia died. South Carolina becoming a nice little powerhouse. Texas is chilling. California's chilling, our two most powerful states. 2060, we'll look at some of the leaderboards. Montana's number 2. Because they took a little bit from Wyoming, a little bit in Idaho, it looks like. And these two are still fighting, by the way. Pretty sure that's been like 20 years now. Mississippi and Alabama duking it out. And they peaced out. Lots of alliances happening right now. Illinois, Tennessee. When did my home state die? I need someone to timestamp that. When did my old home state of Kentucky die? Because Tennessee doesn't even own Tennessee anymore. It's just Kentucky. And the next state on the chopping block, New Hampshire. I'm going to go completely to the likes of Maine and Vermont. Arkansas is giving all their money to Texas. I assume they don't need that. I'm kind of surprised where Vermont took most all of it, and Vermont's still going to be the next one to die, just because Connecticut's done pretty good. So unless one of these two make a move, one of them are going to die. I promised I would look at the leaderboards, but I'm going to make that 2070 now. Texas killed Arkansas, making themselves the biggest on the map. With the new thing, like there's major battles now, so like if I were to zoom in right here, oh, it went bye-bye. Like if I zoom in on this stuff right here, you can see Tennessee won that major battle. So now I find it kind of cool this game has evolved in the past few years. It's kind of sad that like Drew Daniel, my favorite YouTuber that did it, major one, Maine died. But Drew Daniel used to do this a lot and play this game a lot, but he just stopped as it got really good. My home state is barely holding on. It's fighting Illinois, Wisconsin, Kansas, Missouri. 2070, so first things first. Max area, and you can see Nebraska, Arkansas, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Kentucky, Virginia, Maine, Maryland, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Delaware, Rhode Island, District of Columbia. 33 nations left. And then South Carolina. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, South Carolina got really big for a while, and they died. R.I.P. And Texas is still the biggest by a decent amount, by double actually. Gold. Iowa has the most gold. They just fought a massive war. That doesn't really make sense. I know some of the nations out west have been fighting randomly. Minnesota's up there, kind of surprising me too. I guess they are one of the bigger ones. Alliances. Texas League. Okay, it's just there in Oklahoma. Treaty of Minnesota. That's kind of bad. That's like a Midwest league, and I, from them as a Midwest person, can appreciate that. Dang, the Boise Union. Okay, California's Alliance. You know, screw California, but no offense. Operation Jefferson. Yep. Harrison. Yep. Washington's Union. Operation Columbus. Some of the names are cool in my opinion. And unfortunately, I gotta come to the point where I kill somebody. And that's gonna be Memphis. When the heck did Memphis become a thing? I forgot about the revolts in this game, it's gonna be annoying, but I'm gonna keep it on till later. Texas got most of Memphis. They're fighting New Mexico right now. Illinois, Indiana, Duke, and Connecticut most definitely will be the next one I kill. There's no way Connecticut survives long enough in order to survive. Illinois, Indiana, so come on, Iowa. This is where you move in. This is where you finally make a war. Go against Illinois. Texas moved up north to Missouri a little bit. Dang. Basically, how you win is your battle efficiency and money. The two factors of winning this, and everyone started, I think, with basic. So I think California, Texas do get a small bonus when it comes to money and combat efficiency, just because of who they are, how big they are. Honestly, though, I'm surprised Texas hasn't expanded. Texas lost a little territory in New Mexico. California hasn't done nothing yet. And Mississippi dies, which doesn't do much other than provide Texas with more. All these three, mostly Texas for the most land. Texas gets stronger. As you can see, they're still in the lead by a lot. Just because no one's been fighting it. I did notice in the new updates, wars happen less. They're not fighting all out anymore, which is a bummer. I'll definitely revisit this game. Dang it, Dakotas are helping each other. Usually they kill each other pretty quickly. Texas moving into Tennessee and Alabama with the help of Missouri and Ohio. Oh, they're moving in. Texas is losing a lot of land. Pennsylvania just gained a lot of land, helping themselves survive. 31 nations remain. We're about to be in the top 30. Especially because I'm about to kill Connecticut. Unless Indiana makes a big drop, which I don't think they will. No. Well, Iowa might be RIP. Till then, rip Tennessee. You had a good run, but you're gone now. Missouri definitely got a lot from that, because of their little enclave right there. Texas pushing back now. It's an insane war. Down to 30 countries. My home state is kind of dying. We don't even really have Iowa anymore. We're now in Wisconsin. So it does look like we're about to help take Michigan down, which is kind of nice. Connecticut continues to just barely survive. Like every time I'm like, oh, they're dying next. They just haven't done anything yet. They're gonna die. And they pull the Uno reverse, or some other country just comes to weaken themselves. Just like I think Indiana might just save them. They might just get saved by Indiana. Which I think will be wild, because why? Why are they keep getting saved barely? No, I don't think Connecticut's. Oh, Kentucky's back. Kentucky's gonna save them. Nope. Kentucky just jumped last second. Connecticut is dying. Finally. No offense to anyone that lives in Connecticut, but you were just hanging on by a thread for the longest time. Vermont, New York become more powerful. The next round, I'll look at all the stats, and Kentucky just died. They just came to save Connecticut, barely, and died. Michigan lost the panhandle mostly, but okay. Iowa, no. Oh, Wisconsin. Wisconsin came back. Wisconsin is back. I repeat, Wisconsin is back. And Iowa, is doing Iowa things, unfortunately. We're dead. We have a little bit of land right there for some reason. About to move to 2110. Come on. So I'm actually rooting on Wisconsin to not do anything because it means Iowa survives just a little longer and hopefully takes all Wisconsin. I don't think Iowa's living much longer unless they get a helping hand, which would be me killing Wisconsin. That's what I'm going to do right now. Wisconsin, you're dead, which means that Iowa is probably going to take all of it, with Michigan taking a little bit. So max area is another thing I love looking at. As you see, Tennessee was at one point the 6th strongest state to be in the game, and Iowa at its max was a little bit much larger than it is now. But I love doing that. You don't see like the weakest countries for the most part are just teams that are already there. Vermont, surprisingly, their max area is the only one that's surrounded by nothing but dead nations, and they're still alive. Gold. Texas had the most, followed by California. Vermont, surprisingly, has stockpiled a lot, but they also haven't fought a war. Same for New York. Iowa's becoming kind of broke. Alliances, unsurprisingly, Texas League is leading. We saw, you kept seeing all those coming in. Boise's Union's one of the strongest. And let's continue on. Hopefully, my home state gets a big boost from that. They're already getting a boost probably from money. Pushing back a little bit. Iowa's holding on, and the next nation to die. Yeah, I figured. It's gonna be Iowa. Unless Iowa. Actually, it might be Michigan. Because Michigan's gone. That boosted Iowa a lot. Indianapolis is now a nation who is probably going to be the next to get the chopping block. Iowa jumps up a decent point to save themselves, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Indianapolis is going to die, and then in a few turns, Iowa's going to be next. Because Iowa's not even in Iowa anymore. They have Wisconsin and Illinois. Iowa doesn't control Iowa anymore, which I love doing that. And Texas took Detroit? Okay. Illinois pushed back. And Indianapolis. It was kind of cool for you to revolt. More revolts are ultimately just probably the first to die. When it gets to like the top 25, I will disable revolts because it does ruin the video a little bit. But Indiana's next to go. More than likely. I was beginning to take some of Iowa back, so that's something to watch for. Iowa's making a comeback in Iowa. Not really. Minnesota's taking all. Screw you, Minnesota. So Iowa's at peace now. I think that's for a little bit. And Michigan's back. They're missing their panhandle, half their land, but they are back. And pushing back in Ohio. One thing about the revolts that happens most when you have very little money, that's why you don't see California, Texas, or any of these big ones losing land yet. Just because they have the money to maintain. And Michigan, despite the fact that you revolted recently, you're going to die anyway. And Indianapolis came back again. And of course, Illinois. How did Indianapolis get up there? This is one thing. This is why I don't edit this, because I like to go back and see what happened anyway. So you're gonna get the nice unfiltered mostly version. I might edit a little bit in there. For the most part, I'm just making this how it is. There's no ads. You can skip around if you want. I have like 100 subscribers, so you're good to go. Let's get a million. Texas pushing into Alabama. Definitely the powerhouse of it right now. Pennsylvania's looking strong. My home state. Hold on a lifeline. I need like a state right next to them to die soon, just for them to continue living. But I will not cheat for my state. I will not cheat for them. Even though I really want to. But Indiana, in fact, is next to die. And I believe, is that Indiana? Yeah, that little state is Indiana. Which is just going to help Alabama and Ohio, barely. Indianapolis will more than likely be the next one to die, but that'll really just help Ohio and Illinois. And the next one, obviously, I'll look into like some of the stats charts and looking. You can already see Texas looking pretty dang strong, since they have this little bit up here, because I took Cheyenne from Colorado. All I need is one more death, and I will disable the next. Actually, literally 2050, I'll disable it, just because I'm done with revolts. Indianapolis, I hope you die. We're 4 years away. I know my voice quality is not that great. What in the... And there's a bunch of revolts. See, I'm disabling 2150 no matter what. South Carolina's back. Okay, I kind of like South Carolina being back, because they were like doing really good for a quick hot second, and then they died. I was kind of sad. I was like, hey, South Carolina, you're looking good. I have great memories there. And, well, they're dying anyway. Somehow, Indianapolis is above them. And anyway, we're going to settings. Actually, I think I have to go back. Where is it? God mode. Oh wait, I have to turn it back on, don't I? Just doing that. Start wars. So, where's revolts? Loud in it, revolts is gone. Gone for good. And on going back game. It's back, guys. Because Charlotte somehow came to be, and it's pretty good. It'll be funny if like Charlotte or Indianapolis somehow wins the entire game. Alabama's gonna be. Alabama died? Dang it. Okay, Iowa. Okay, Illinois is dying. Wait a minute. My home state. We're making a comeback now. If we could just take back Iowa, please. Let us take back our home. We have no home anymore. It's kind of a bummer. So it looks like Iowa won that major battle and is pushing the north. Dang, it keeps stagnating though. No. Iowa's about to die. I'm gonna have to kill Iowa off next time. They keep hovering at the bottom. They're doing the same thing Colorado did, and I was like getting mad at Colorado, but Iowa does it, it's fine. You can see some bias in me. My bad. My voice is also messed up. I don't know why. And it's almost 2160, so Georgia? Yep, Georgia's dead. So Georgia went bye-bye. Another state takes the bucket. R.I.P. Georgia. I know we loved them, but they are no more. And Iowa's gonna be the next one. Dang it. Unless another state wants to die. Come on, Illinois. I know you want to. Come on, Illinois. I say, well, Illinois is like way up there. Okay, Charlotte's the weakest now. I just need them to hold on. Come on, Pennsylvania. Don't kill them. I think they're gonna kill Charlotte and then Iowa's gonna die anyway. Okay. So far so good. Charlotte staying alive is what I want. The border war is crazy because Texas heads over here if you don't notice. And they're moving up in this weird enclave that dips over here and touches Ohio. They touch Ohio in 2 different places. Just disgusting. And Charlotte is dead. Also, you didn't notice Texas just took land from Illinois. Because they can do that for me puppets eventually. And Iowa, it looks like they're about to kick. Yep, took that. Iowa is the weakest on the map by a long shot. So more than likely, they will be the next that I have to kill. Which is a bummer, but it is kind of cool. My second favorite state, Texas, is doing pretty good, but I expected that. I didn't expect Iowa to survive this long. They are in the top 25, top half of the states. They don't control Iowa anymore, they control Wisconsin. But they still control land. Now as all this chaos is unfolding, I'm gonna look at the alliances. Texas is still number 1. Max area. Kind of surprising. Number 2 is dead. I didn't realize Alabama got that powerful recently. Kind of cool to see some states just chilling up there, like Vermont, New York. Dang it, and in fact, I have to kill my home state. It was a good run. They finished 24th. Can't be too disappointed. I'm kind of rooting on Minnesota now. I used to live there for years, so My next one is Minnesota. Come on, you got this. Win it all. You're empowered by the corpse that was once known as Iowa. The next one to die would be Oregon, which means that California will finally gain some land. And Texas keeps stealing land from their puppets. Treat it the St. Paul Federation. I forget you can do that. You can unite. That's actually kind of cool. I was gonna change the name back to Minnesota, but I'm gonna keep. Oh, it's not really a feder. Okay, it's a federation-ish. The St. Paul Federation. That's kind of cool. I want to see this now. I think that's actually kind of cool. It's sort of on the map. Because I think the Federation is a little different from like the other alliances because it serves as kind of its own country, but not really. Because you can see like the border slowly going away. I completely missed the time to St. Paul's supposed to kill states, so I'm gonna real quick kill Oregon because they're supposed to die. They're part of Washington's Union. Well, not anymore. Washington, Nevada, California got like nothing from that. Anyway, California's number 2 though. But Texas is so far in the lead, I don't think it matters anymore. The St. Paul Federation, I think, is the only thing that can stop Texas. I think, well, Texas is picking too many fights right now. They're fighting St. Paul Federation, they're fighting Montana, they're fighting Utah, they're fighting Idaho. And about Vermont's finally gonna die after not doing. That's huge because New York was coming towards the bottom, but they get all of Vermont, which would pretty much double their territory. And the St. Paul Federation actually they kind of stalemated, really, if you think about it. I don't want to call them a winner because they very much did not win. Anyway, we're about to see a much more powerful New York because no other state gets to take that from them. But they jump up the leaderboards to save themselves for a little longer. Yep. We're in the top 20. Only 20 states remain. And Florida Man is about to. They might die before I get to delete them. I mean, if your state makes it here, it's pretty dang good in my opinion. My state died a while ago, so I'm rooting on the St. Paul Federation and Texas, one of these two. Texas ain't looking so hot. They're kind of losing St. Paul Federation. Although, they will gain all of Florida soon, so they're going to get that nice little boost. Why is so many people helping them? So many people keep throwing money at Texas. They don't need it. I'm pretty sure they are the richest already. No, that's New York and then California. I guess New York hasn't fought a war. I don't think since like the first 10 years of the game. So I missed that again. But it is in fact Oklahoma's the weakest, which is great for Texas and kind of St. Paul Federation. Actually hurts St. Paul Federation, my bad. But they're Missouri might be the next to die. But they have like 2 different enclaves, so Border Gore is horrible. I'm rooting on Missouri to die just because I hate Border Gore. I play Hoi 4, I play Victoria. Border Gore is disgusting and doesn't deserve to be there. I hate Border Gore. And Florida's about to die, which is another country with 2 different enclaves, so I don't mind them dying. I love seeing states that just don't control their own land anymore, like Illinois. They kind of control Chicago. They pretty much control the most important place, but other than that, they don't control Illinois. Missouri doesn't really control Missouri anymore. They're in Indiana and Kentucky a little bit. And I think that's only 2 states. I mean, earlier Iowa was just hanging on in Wisconsin for years. And Florida Man, you're about to join Texas. The god dang Cowboys. It's their year, by the way. It's Cowboys' year. No, I'm not on crack. And Florida is all in Texas. North Dakota will be the next to go. And I don't know if that's going to hurt the St. Paul Federation is going to be picked apart. They lost Oklahoma. They're going to lose North Dakota. Unless Utah drops any further, which looks like they actually, yeah, no, I think Utah. Nope, Utah made a comeback. Never mind, guys. Utah made a comeback. They're back. They're alive. Never mind, Utah collapsed. So unless Utah outright dies, it's gonna be Utah next. I said they might jump. I'm waiting. Nope. It's gonna be Utah. They're playing jump rope for a second. But goodbye, Utah. Texas, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, all stealing that land. Now what the North St. Paul Federation really want to do is Illinois to die next, because North Dakota right there, that's gonna hurt them a lot. Stop picking fights. The St. Paul Federation, you're losing because you keep picking fights. I'll shut up now. Oh, it fell apart. Oh, Minnesota left it. Minnesota left. So it looks like South Dakota is the principal state now. No. And Minnesota's going straight to war with them. I mean, how smart of you, Minnesota. Trying to make a comeback. Oh! This is horrible borders. Anyway, North Dakota's about to die unless a war happens. North Dakota died, so Minnesota got a lot stronger, making a comeback. I think it's clear he's gonna win eventually. Like, it's disgusting until they do, because they border Canada. If you look at this, these tiny little passageways, and you're like, oh, cool, Texas. They border Canada for no reason. We're about to be in the top 10. And max area. Yeah, you guys see. This is disgusting. Illinois hanging on for dear life, but if they don't do much in 4 years, they're next on the chopping block, they're going to die. Minnesota's going to take over. Probably pretty much all their land. That and Ohio. Ohio's going to take a lot too. It actually could be Washington next. I don't know. Illinois pushing back. Texas might actually not, because that gives Texas more land. Texas borders everyone. When anyone dies, Texas takes a good chunk of it. The Columbus Empire. So Texas just took their own chunk of Washington, believe it or not. If you look at this nice little area that that's the core they owned, and I told you, yeah, Washington collapsed, so they took out half of it. You're gonna be like, no, that's stupid, that didn't happen. But no, it did. They took out the northern half of it. And the Columbus Empire, with South Dakota left the little initiative. Minnesota is gonna fall soon. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Illinois is next on the top. Next, South Dakota is. I mean, either way, it looks like it's safe to assume Minnesota's gonna get a chunk of whatever. So my home state might survive a little longer. Although Texas is right there somehow, and right there. See that little piece of land right there. South Dakota, goodbye. So as you see, helped a lot of states. Arizona is going to be the next on the chopping block. Because I think Nevada, California are definitely going to beat them back pretty solidly. You see, now we're down to Illinois, or come on, Minnesota, making one big massive push in the last 5 years, and you get to get most of Illinois. I just hate the border gore in this game. It's the fact that Texas controls like just a few pixels right there. Okay, it's no longer a few pixels, so several pixels. It's just disgusting. I'm prepared to kill Arizona though. Oh, it's coming down to the wire. Could be. Yeah, it's Arizona. Illinois lives to breathe again. The fact that New York has just sat there doing nothing all this time is crazy. If they made a move, a real power grab, they could be in a better position, but no. They want to watch. They don't want to be in the top 10. Texas might be the strongest right now, but I don't think they're that powerful. Because every fight I see them in, that's like 1 or 2 countries, they get pushed back. Like at one point, they controlled all the way to up here, and then they got pushed back down. Pennsylvania pushed them down. Ohio, okay, stalemated. I get the picture. Like, they are losing land. And I think New York will be the next to go. Which is going to be great for Pennsylvania, because that should bump them up to the 2nd strongest country. Yep, New York's going bye-bye. So that means Pennsylvania takes all of it and should be the 2nd biggest nation if I did my math correctly. We're going to speed that up now that there's only a couple countries left. Okay, Pennsylvania is not the. Oh, Pennsylvania will be the 2nd most powerful. Looks like once they get it all. Nope, Kansas got stronger, and Ohio's pushing east. California? Max, that caught me off guard. California's going bye-bye. So Nevada gets all of it. Nevada, the 2nd most power of Las Vegas. Las Vegas, that was for you, baby. Up to the top 10. Once you get to the top 5, it will slow down again. This is chaotic. But New Mexico looks like the next one, I think. Unless Ohio continues to struggle. Or Minnesota might. It's New Mexico. Which is great for Nevada and Texas. They're the only 2 countries that can actually take anything from it. You also just to remember, these are technically 3 separate. The Columbus Empire is 3 separate. Even though technically I believe they are the most powerful alliance. Yep. They're almost as powerful as Texas. The next one to go is Ohio, which leaves a power vacuum for 3 different United Kansas, which Minnesota, Kansas, and Pennsylvania took the most from. That's smart though. They're forming a bulwark against Texas, which is mucho necesario. Me trying to speak Spanish. And Minnesota, no. You know what? I'm happy. My secondary state made the final 5. I'm actually quite happy and proud of them. But Minnesota, your run ends here. You got a good one. You got a really good one. But it's time to die. And Pennsylvania will be the next one, and Texas will probably take all of it. We're slowing it down for the final 5. This is the one you've all been waiting for. Montana liberated itself from Kansas. They are its own independent thing now. Nevada's its own independent thing. Pennsylvania is probably going to die. Actually, they're going to die no matter what. Even if they survive Texas, they should be the next state removed. And yeah, it's Pennsylvania. Say goodbye, Pennsylvania. Texas didn't have to kill you. Kansas actually pushing in Texas deep. Texas might be weak. Texas is weak right now. Is there any alliances left? The Montana Pact. Okay, that's not even fair. Texas does not need help. That's stupid. Texas did not need help. Next one that'll probably die is Montana, which is fair. They did backstab the entire nation by being like, you know what, I'm going to join Texas. Yeah, I think it's over. Texas won. But I feel like it's a boring outcome because everyone knows that Texas, they just start in a good position because they have the most money. Because I didn't change the settings because I think they start with a little more money. They have weak neighbors all around them they can bully. Because they immediately got Louisiana, I think Arkansas pretty quickly. They start pushing them, bullying their way east at that point. Montana's going bye-bye. Actually, no, we went from here on out, we're in the Final Four. We're going to battle it out. Going to move up double speed. Because we're so far in, Nevada's about to die. Kansas is just holding on. While Nevada, who's bigger and at the point, peace in our times. Okay, is anyone gonna fight? Okay, I'm gonna speed up even more just because I want to see chaos. I want to see a country fight each other. In Kansas, come on, Kansas, you don't want to die. Nope, they don't want to die. And Texas just took San Francisco from Nevada. Oh, they puppeted them. This is ridiculous. Kansas just keeps staying there, and they just took LA. Poor Nevada is like slowly getting eaten away at, and we're like, oh, you just took another piece of land? Okay. Oh, we just lost another piece of land? Just took Fresno. And they just took San Diego. I think Nevada's not going to get conquered. They're just going to get slowly annexed by Texas. Texas is like, you know, I want this. Yeah, I kind of want that too, though. And they declared war on Montana. I thought it was their ally or puppet. I don't know. Literally, they have more territory than the entire rest of the world combined. Dang, they're kind of poor. Kansas and Nevada are in debt, by the way. That is insane. Insane work. They seized Columbus from their puppet. Can I force war? Okay, fight to the death with who? What? So Texas just won, by the way. I have to go to Gago to get rid of. Alliance is gone. Winner takes all. And puppets are no longer a thing. There we go. I can't believe I have to go do that. Release puppet. Release puppet. And we're gonna just fight to the death. Fight to the death. Fight to the death. So now Texas has to fight all three nations until somebody dies. Which Nevada want to die, so that's good. And Nevada died. Can Kansas... Okay, I was like for a second, can Kansas win this? But no. It's just them and Texas. I don't think they're going to win this. And Texas is your winner. They control the world. Well, the USA is my world, so that's it. That's it, by the way. Goodbye.